what it was. Y'all know who it is, and y'all tuned in with Priceless Knowledge Itself, and I figured I'd put y'all down with one more dose of this cosmic insight real quick, and say, man, it's still Monday, so we're going to continue in this series that we're doing concerning the North and the South Node, or Rahu and Ketu, and today is also a special day for me, y'all, because it's my daughter's birthday today. Happy birthday, baby. You shouldn't be watching this. She's turning 14 today, y'all. And, hey, man, she's everything. And so I thought I'd cover her North and South Node placement. So this right here, this going to be a little something about those people that have the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo in their natal chart. And before we even go there, I'm going to bring y'all a little information about the North Node. I'm going to bring y'all a little information about the South Node. And then I'll also give y'all a little quick breakdown about how astrologers use the nodes, and also a little of the astrological aspects behind them and a few astrologies that I fool with. So, here we go. So, in astrology, your life's purpose is encoded in the North and the South Node of the Moon, or referred to as Rahu and Ketu, respectively, in Vedic or sidereal astrology. And they're not actual celestial bodies. They're two mathematical points in the chart that fall exactly opposite of each other, and they create an axis of sorts of opposite signs and houses. So, hey, if your North Node is in the first house, then your South Node is in the seventh. Or if your North Node is in Gemini, then your South Node is in Sagittarius, and so on and so forth. And I'm not going to get into the whole tango. But yeah, and what they really do is they help us answer questions like, what am I supposed to do with my life? Why am I here and what's my mission? Even shit like, why am I like this and what might I have been in a past life? Yeah, this has to do with past life shit. And if you don't believe in that, as I always tell you, I respect everybody's beliefs. So let's just call it your early days or your early days. But like I say, you really need to do some research because you've been seriously misinformed. But here goes a little bit about that energy. So the North Node or the Rahu, this is your destiny or where you need to go now. This is your karmic path. And I like to think that the North Node illuminates the terrain that's calling your name. But climbing to the top of that peak is going to be like trying to scale Mount Everest, man. And you might have to lighten up your baggage and even enlist some help if you want to get to the top of that hill, Ms. Weezy. And, this is kind of like your learning curve in a sense. And Rahu activities, they require you to stretch out of your comfort zone. And once you do, I promise you're going to feel amazed at how empowered you really feel. This is like the activation of your life's mission. And the sooner that you align yourself with this path, the more purpose-driven your life will become. However, you're always going to return to that South Node as that ace in the hole at certain times, even after you've made your way in the world. But look, when it comes to the North Node, though, it's pretty much like this. We often get caught up in thinking that just because we're particularly good at some shit, or just because some shit comes easy for us, or we master something, that's what we're supposed to do with our lives. Yet, a lot of the times, the easy shit, that just doesn't feel spiritually satisfying, because the simple fact is, we've probably taken that path enough times in past lives already, and it's time for something new this time. This is karmic destiny, and that's what Rahu or the North Node is about. And so the South Node or the Ketu, this is your innate gifts and, past life shit. And it reveals the gifts that you brought into this lifetime with you. It's your comfort zone or your sweet spot. And you're going to be innately good in these areas of life, which may cause you to begin your early path based on Ketu's energy. And while this might bring you a little sense of satisfaction or accolades, it'll never be spiritually nourishing, which is what I'm all about. Cause, it's basically on some been there, done that type shit. And fucking with the South Node, indeed you probably have, man. And probably in many lifetimes. So it's time to flip the script this time and use Ketu as a springboard into Rahu's destiny. That means use the energy and the things that you're good at, to help you get into the shit that, is at the opposite end of the spectrum. Help you use those tools that you have innately to master stuff that you aren't good at in this life. It's like the South Node is your horoscope hometown. Like I always say, it's not the place you necessarily want to settle permanently, but it's somewhere comfy to visit when you need a boost or to feel a sense of belonging. Yeah. And so in astrology, us astrologers use the nodes to determine where your destiny lies in this life with the North Node or Rahu, and kind of what you had going on in past lives or early on with the South Node or Ketu. As far as their transits, the nodes change signs about every year and a half or 18 months. And this shit goes well beyond just Western astrology, which is what I'm telling y'all about every day. This, and even this life that we're living right now, you know, in Jewish or Kabbalistic astrology, it focused primarily on the nodes, and it calls the North Node your tikkun, or correction, and it views it as the karmic adjustment that your soul must make in order to ascend and stay out of this cycle of coming back to this earth. And in Vedic or Sidereal, you know, Rahu is the head of the dragon, and he has no body. And Ketu is the body or the tail of the beast, which has no head. And it really takes a harsher view of the South Node's karma. So to sum it all up, man, as I always say, this shit right here is crucial. It's crucial. And so pay attention. Pay the fuck attention. Also, man, the house placement of this shit is even more crucial than the signs. So we'll talk about that at a later time as we go deeper. And that's cool. So, having the North Node in Pisces, man. Well, most of those people born with their Rahu here, you know, they have 2 jobs and are playing many roles in this lifetime, which is cool because that's kind of pretty much what makes them happy, is playing roles, you know. Just like the symbol of the fishes, you know, these people are swimming against the current of what's socially accepted. And, you know, even if it seems like they're swimming in circles, they're always going to end up right where they need to be. You know, this is the true circle of life. You know, not that Lion King shit. This is the soul and the physical just doing the tango. At the same time, they have a tendency to worry too motherfucking much because they have a lot of hidden fears and insecurities. And if this takes over, you know, their faith can really get lost in the process. And that's the last thing they need. Pisces North Node natives can discover that beauty is nurturing to them because through it, they can sense their higher power and see them even. And even more than that, they can fight against all odds because they're strong enough internally and are led by what their spirit desires, you know, and they have this inherent sense of direction that's going to take them where they need to go. You know what I mean? This axis of nodes manifests in a person meant to be a compassionate visionary with efficient leadership capabilities. It doesn't matter what they choose as a career. It's that compassion and intuition that is the only thing that's going to make them truly successful this time around. No matter how much they try to analyze shit and be practical, their karma is telling them that they should always focus on what their heart desires. And, you know, this is an extremely hard position of Rahu because the combination of being extremely detail oriented and a perfectionist by nature and having otherworldly dreams and expectations makes shit seem damn near impossible, you know, and for him to ever see shit that go to fruition. And that earthy nature that they have really needs validation of shit going to fruition. So sometimes they just shut the fuck down, and that helps no one, which is completely against the nature of this whole polarity period, because Pisces is about being compassionate and empathic and helping, and Virgo is about being a physical service. So you got to understand that. Also, you know, the shit that kind of makes them feel perpetually pressured, you know, which in turn, there is shit that makes them kind of feel perpetually pressured, and that kind of in turn makes them real anxious all the time. And this causes them all kinds of shit, even health issues that stem from all that motherfucking worrying, you know. Not only that, they can get lost in routines because that Virgo Ketu makes them, you know, fucking brilliant at micromanaging, and they become obsessive over every little fucking thing when they do that. And so that could be a motherfucker too, and that's just something they're gonna have to work past. All in all though, because they strictly played by Earth's rules in a past life, or, you know, in their early days, or something about that earthy realm or that body, or whatever it was about that physical confined them. You know, the Pisces North Node is saying that they need to listen to their soul this time and realize that they are a soul. And, you know, maybe God is trying to tell you something, man. You feel me? God is trying to tell you something. Yeah. You know, no matter what that brain is telling them, though, they need to stop tripping over the small shit and realize that what they really are is greater than the sum of all the intricacies of those parts, man. You know, you're something else, man. They must realize that they are a spiritual entity. You know, you are not your body, nor something that is simply confined to it. You know, stop trying to make the divine into something practical. Because the ways of heaven, they are not to be known to the minds of man. And as long as you view yourself as something practical, then you'll never understand what the fuck is really going on, man. And that's beyond this plane of existence that you can ever perceive. You know, Rahu and Pisces need you to realize that your imagination is reality, and that the spiritual side that scares you is actually your true calling. So embrace that shit and enjoy it, because that need to spread unconditional love in this world that's calling you, man, it's real. And once you do, then you will feel spiritually nourished. And so when it comes to having the South Node in Virgo, you know, Ketu here is all about the memories of childhood and past life emotions, or in a broader sense, you know, it represents what's emotionally left over from the past. But don't get it twisted. They no longer remember shit from their childhood or whatever happened to them in their past lifetimes. Instead, they have this emotional reminiscence brought on by the moon, and inherently feel like they need to deal with the past by being overly kind to motherfuckers or being self-serving. And that ain't what's up. Really, this placement, you know, it's more about what's been forgotten. Yeah. And can make these motherfuckers kind of constantly feel like they just woke up from a dream that they no longer remember. Like, you know, what's really fucking going on is influencing to change their life story. Maybe. You know, they're already inherently intelligent and or well organized and precise. So through self-healing, you know, they can face their fears and follow their heart this time. That's what it's all about. Something happened where their health or that body failed them in that last time, or they just really were stuck in the physical. So they're hypochondriacs this time usually. And, you know, they're really health conscious, and so much so that it can cripple them. And they need to remember that they don't have to be limited by that body. So, you know, there ain't shit to be afraid of. Stop being afraid of being sick. Stop being afraid of dying. You know, your soul is infinite and eternal. So you should worry about nourishing it more than anything else. And that's why you have this Pisces North Node this time around. You understand? You are not your body. You are a spiritual entity. Maybe even, you know, an angel. Maybe. But you got to allow yourself to love. Either way, this polarity is about allowing yourself to love. But this time around, you got to leave the physical and understand that it's well beyond that. And you are more than that body. So there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. Hey, man. It don't matter where you got the North Node at or where you got the South Node, man. It's cool. You'll be all right. Because just because you built like that, it don't mean you have to build like that. You understand? You can leave all negativity alone. All of us have all this energy available to us. What you do with it is what you do with it. Okay? There's been some priceless knowledge itself. If y'all fooling with me, please like, share, and subscribe. I ain't gonna beg no more, man. If y'all fuck with me, hey, man, y'all know what to do, man. Hey, if you're interested in the astrological readings whatsoever, you can either hit me up in the comments below or email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. Hey, man. Y'all keep it real till next time, man, because that's what the fuck I'm going to do, and that's all I know how to do. I love all y'all.